At this time, I'll call to order the Campbell County Board of Education regular meeting for March 18, 2024 at 6 p.m. First item on our agenda is to approve the agenda.
I would recommend approval of the agenda as is presented.
Is there a motion from the board?
I'll move with the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Our next item is our Pledge of Allegiance and mission statement. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be read by Giannis Martina and our mission statement by Reagan Lively.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The mission of the Campbell County Schools District in partnership with students, staff, parents, and community. It is to do whatever it takes to ensure our students' success in college, career, and life.
Thank you. Next we have our school presentation for Crossroads Elementary. Dr. Dixon.
Good evening. Thank you, Kiani and Reagan. You guys did a great job. So we are going to go fairly quickly through Crossroads information. Our building admin team is myself, Deborah Wallace, who is our assistant principal. We also have Casey Ashton and Natalie Macbeth, who are counselors, and then the members of our SBDN committee. I do have some staff here. Brooke Moore is one of my teachers. Madison is my nurse, so thank you guys for coming tonight. So we are excited to be able to present to you tonight. Overall, our performance and our dashboard indicator performance rating, unfortunately, this year was orange. But I want to kind of explain that to you when we look farther in depth at our KSA scores. So if we go to the next slide. So when you look at our reading and math, it did drop. But we dropped from green to yellow, and so that makes us orange. And then our science, social studies, and writing. So we dropped a little bit. Our writing stayed the same, and our science increased. But because, again, we dropped a few points, we were orange. And then our climate, we dropped a couple of points, which made us yellow, which again made us orange. And so from last year, the year before we were yellow. So this past year we were orange, and that is because we had a decrease in certain areas. Even though some we had growth or we maintained it, but overall, so you become orange. So it's an interesting system. I'm sure that we'll have we won't be orange next year. I don't believe that we will. I know we're going to have increases, and I'm going to kind of go through that where we're going to see that. So the next slide, KSA indicated growth at Crossroads. We've shown growth in science assessment scores. Crossroads continues to close the achievement gap in reading and math assessment scores for students with IEPs, so that continues to be a point of growth for us. Crossroads students receiving free and reduced lunch continue to make growth in reading and math, and so much that like 63 to 67% of our students are free reduced lunch, and their growth was better than that other 30% that we have there that are our students that aren't on free and reduced lunch. So it's kind of interesting how that's flipped. So we are addressing that, and I'll go through that too. And then also Crossroads maintained our writing score growth. The next slide, the school climate and safety survey. So you will see that we've been working really hard to make sure that our school is a caring place, that adults from my school care about me. So 98% feel like the school cares about them, and then 96% feel that the adults in the school care about them. And so that's really important, building those relationships with students. And then when I need help with homework, I can ask the teacher. So 97% of our students feel that they can talk with the teacher. And if students are mean or hurtful to other students during school, there is a safe way to report to an adult. So 96% of our students agree with that. Some of the initiatives that we have worked through after looking through our KFA data, our map data, our walkthroughs, and also our Infinite Campus, which would be like our attendance, our behavior referrals, those different areas. Our Crossroads has identified 3 areas of growth. So we have continued to focus on our MTSS behavior strategies. We appreciate the support from our board and from our district. We have had some alternative placements for some of our students as well within our school. We continue to use several different areas, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Also important to engage all students. Again, I talked about our students that are in that not free or reduced lunch part that are interesting to me, that's kind of skewing our data, and increasing opportunities to respond. So making sure that our students are in smaller groups and are able to respond. And then reading and math content focus. So we are all about our content, reading and math, and really focus really hard on reading, but then also with math. So we've developed an NTSS, which is a multi-tiered support system for our behavior strategies, and we continue to work on climate and strategies in our building. So we have had a lot of growth in that area over the last couple of years, with a tremendous growth this year. So really excited about that. We do have tiered interventions for behavior for our students. The behavior plans for Tier 2, so Tier 1 is what all of our students are, and then Tier 2, our teachers can come to us, and they will have similar behavior plans and support systems for those students across the board, so that like our special areas, and if you are a special education teacher, any person working in our building, that's going to look similar. So we don't have 100 different behavior plans floating around our building at Tier 2. And then we have check-ins throughout the day, morning and afternoon, for quite a few of our students. We also have an SRO that is very supportive, which is new for us. We got one partway through the year, but it was part-time. But our SRO has done a great job of helping support that as well, and mentoring students. And then we also have weekly behavior interventions, such as social skills groups, and other groups that are offered by our special education teachers, as well as our counselors, and also our FRC assistants. So, we are really addressing that, and we have seen a decrease in referrals, as well as the significance of the behavior. So really excited about that. This year we held data meetings again. We're able to get subs, so again, thank you to Central Office for getting people that are really good to sub in our building. And so we've conducted that with all grades. We've looked at each individual student, talked about their needs, depending on what they needed, and then we would come back and share that with our FRC, with our school nurse, just depending on what they needed, contacting parents, adding students to interventions, having kids just across the board, maybe be in social groups, working on behaviors, working on academics. We have kids that maybe are gifted and talented in certain areas, and so adding layers to them to support them in the classroom. We also do a school-wide recognition daily. Our students win prizes daily. We felt that that's been really important for our students. We do follow PBIS and CHAMPS, but be responsible, be respectful, and be safe. So we're drawing every morning for prizes for that. We also recognize our students for demonstrating the profile of a graduate characteristics. So if they're a good collaborator, communicator, critical thinker, resilient, and highly prepared, they also can get their name in for drawing prizes every day. And I don't have this up here, but we have a monthly PBIS assembly every day to recognize our students and staff and their good behavior, as well as other outstanding performances and stuff like that. It's about a 40-minute assembly, but the kids love it. It's really exciting. So we do that once a month to recognize our students and staff. There's also an emphasis on collaborative planning between our teachers, as well as with our special education teachers, working with our general ed teachers, and then also working on delivery of instruction, using explicit instruction, again, looking at those focused, tailored small groups to use in our building, as well as we have JoJo stores held weekly, as well as we've had quite a few PLC trainings on engagement strategies, revisiting those, teach like a champion strategy, as well as some of those other instructional strategies. And we also, as a district and as an elementary school, we are having career cluster clubs for K to 5 students. So we've had 3 rounds with our 3rd through 5th grade. We had 2 rounds with our K to 2, and we're starting another round with our K to 2. And these have been really insightful and helped our students get to know other teachers in our building and learn a lot of other strategies. So we appreciate the support again. I know the district had a grant for us, and then we had a couple grants, so that's been really nice for our students. And they get excited about Fridays. And then again, looking at our reading and math, so we've had some different groups of students, not obviously all students at that grade level, but that have really struggled. So throughout the years, we've done different things with them. We've used interventions and RBI time with our students, like in specific grades, and shared kids across our grade levels. And so as we watch the students moving through our school, some are COVID related, as well as just some other things, we are seeing growth in that. And so our walkthroughs and observations, we're giving actionable feedback, hopefully impacting the teaching in the classroom. We do appreciate the math grant training from Kentucky Center for Mathematics that we have from the district. We've had multiple meetings with that, and that's been really beneficial. We've learned some really cool strategies to use in the classroom with our everyday math program, as well as using hands-on manipulatives for our students. And we see all of those like kits and supplies for our teachers. So we see those in action. It's been really nice for our staff and our students to work together on that. Crossroads also had a reading, a lot of grants this year, a reading grant training, and it was benchmark phonics, and that was a grant that we had and Grant Flick had. And so we have used benchmark phonics intervention for our new intervention program this year. Those are research-based programs, so we're kind of excited about that and just watching that growth. So we have 3 intervention teachers, 2 that do reading, math. We also have a McKinney Vento tutor that works using some of that instruction, as well as our classroom teachers. So one of our instructional coaches really took it on for us, Lord Hartford, and worked with his teachers and learned benchmark phonics, trained our teachers on it, so it was new to us. And so they've been using it as well in their classroom, in small groups, and doing RTI groups in their classroom, as well as across the grade level. And so we're excited to see that growth, and we are seeing it when we show you the maps. You'll see some of that growth occurring. So our interventions, it's really hard when you have kids struggling. So our goal, obviously, in our district is that students are reading on grade level by 3rd grade. And so that is Crossroads as well. So we really try to focus on our kindergarten through 3rd grade. It's hard sometimes when you have 4th and 5th grade students, but we try to provide some interventions to them and some other structures in the classroom, but we really focus on our kindergarten through 3rd grade students. We do have over 40 students in 1st and 2nd grade that receive ramp reading every week, or one-to-one reading. So they come in, our volunteers come in and they'll work for 30 minutes. And they are very dedicated. We see them all the time out in the hallways working with our students. So that's awesome as well, another way to support our students. We also continue to work with our special education teachers on delivering targeted instruction for students with IEP goals. And we've appreciated the support from our director and assistant director with our teachers and just really mentoring them and helping them grow in that area. And we're also, in all of our PLCs, we focus across the content area to demonstrate writing, so that's a focus area for us as well. So we're looking at that data because that's important for them to show their knowledge. So this is the exciting news. Reading growth from fall to winter was 75th percentile. So we're excited to see the red decreasing and the blue increasing. We don't want to be a red school next year. We will not be a red school next year. We'd love to be blue. We'd be happy with green. But as we implement goal strategies and grow students, we're seeing that growth happen already. And that was in January. And then that was in reading, and then math, we were at 73rd percentile in growth, with red decreasing as well as the blue increasing. So, and that was part of our grant and part of our instruction. So we work hard. You can go ahead to the next one. I already talked about. Okay, you can go ahead. So thank you for letting us present tonight. We do work really hard to have community engagement with our staff, our students, and our families. We feel it's really important to lift all of them up. So we've done some extra things this year to encourage our staff, which I think they appreciate. We need to continue to do that, as well as with our students, recognizing them, and then also working with our families. We just had a reading bingo night the other week, a couple weeks ago. We had almost 200 people there. We're looking forward to our talent show coming up, and also our school carnival. So we'd like to see any of those events. As well as we will have a kindergarten night and a preschool night. We have a couple hundred people that come to those too. Any questions for me? Okay. All right. Thank you.
I do have one question.
Sure.
In the past, the kindergarten readiness scores have been dropping.
This year's bars increased.
Okay, good.
Yes, so that was exciting this year to see that. You are correct. Last year, I believe ours was like 48, 49%. Although now watching them as first graders, they're doing really well. We believe, I think we believe, that a lot of our students did not go to preschool. And so when they come in our doors, and we really struggle finding the students as well when kids start in October. And so we've worked with the district. Courtney's helped us. We're sending out postcards to the students and out, not the students, the houses in our areas, because we have a lot of grandparents raising our children, and they really don't know when kindergarten registration is. I don't think that we're still working to impart how important it is, that early readiness, so that they can go to preschool. A lot of people don't know that. They're like, oh, you're in preschool. So getting that message out to all of the houses and crossroads, and that's from the river to Melbourne, families all over. But I do think that that is key. And so you are correct. Our numbers were really low last year. But this year they came back up higher than they have been in a couple of years for kindergarten readiness. So that's really good. We had pretty full preschools last year. So I think that really helps.
Good, that's a positive sign.
Yes.
For,
Yes.
for the whole district.
It is.
School.
It is. You're correct.
Great, thank you.
Great question. Thanks.
Next we have our stars. The sound.
Alright, our star for tonight is Cole Johnson from Campbell County High School. Each year, about 1.6 million students from around 22,000 high schools enter the National Merit Scholarship Competition when they take the PSAT and MSQT. This test is used to screen program entrants, evaluating their critical reading skills, problem-solving abilities in mathematics, and writing skills. Semifinalists are chosen from each state and represent the top 0.5% of the state's senior students. To be considered for National Merit Scholarship, semifinalists must meet certain requirements to advance to finalist standing. This includes submitting a detailed scholarship application, which encompasses essays and information about extracurricular achievements, awards, and leadership positions. They must also demonstrate a strong academic record, receive an endorsement and a recommendation from a school official, and earn SAT scores that confirm their qualifying test performance. A specific number of students, which varies each year, advance to finalist standing based on these criteria. At the end of the competition this summer, a select group of finalists are chosen to receive $2,500 National Merit Scholarships. Cole Johnson has received the distinguished recognition of being named a National Merit Finalist. This places him in an exclusive group of scholars. Cole performs and represents Campbell County at an unparalleled level in academics, and as we're sure many of you have seen this postseason, in athletics as well. Congratulations, Cole. We are very proud of you. All right, we do have a few more students to recognize who are unable to attend tonight. If the board wants to return to your seats, I can share so that we can celebrate them and they can watch back with their families. We have also to recognize Bryce Sargent, boys bowling. Bryce Sargent won the KHSAA Region 5 Boys Bowling Singles Championship held on January 22nd at Bellwood Lanes. Bryce went on to compete in the KHSAA state tournament, placing 13th with a 608. He had great work this season. Carter Wilhoit, also from Campbell County High School on the boys swimming team. Carter Wilhoit, a CCHS senior and a member of the Campbell swim team, was selected at the 2024 Region 7 Boys Championship as the Senior Sportsmanship Award winner. Carter received a plaque at the Region 7 Swim Meet Champions on February 3rd at the Kent County Schools Aquatic Center. He represents our school and our athletic department well, both in competition and character. Also from the high school, we have a group of boys wrestlers, Deacon Heisler, Christopher Ferrero, Bryce Cinnamon, and Braden Allender. The boys wrestling competed at the KHSAA Region 5 Wrestling Tournament in February at Boone County High School, with several of our Camels qualifying for the state tournament based on their outstanding performance at the regional tournament. Deacon Heisler in the 144-pound division was the first place champion. Christopher Ferrero in the 138-pound division was the second place regional runner-up. Bryce Cinnamon in the 150-pound division was the second place regional runner-up, and Braden Allender in the 215-pound division was the second place regional runner-up. Deacon Heisler also showcased an impressive performance at the state wrestling tournament, medaling and finishing 5th place in his weight class. Congratulations to all of those wrestlers. And then our last student from Campbell County High School is a diver, Grayson Hedger. Grayson Hedger had an outstanding dive season. She earned 3rd place at the regional dive meet, and then she advanced and placed 5th at the state dive meet. So we have a lot to celebrate. Congratulations to all of our students.
Thank you, and again, congratulations. Next, we have our audience comments. There are none. Next, we have our superintendent comments. Dr. Wilson.
I just want to begin by saying thank you to all of our staff that supported our kindergarten readiness event just this last Saturday. It's amazing. Ms. Thunder, you talked about kindergarten readiness as an initiative in our district. The board has clearly made that one of our pillar points to get all of our students on grade level by 3rd grade. And I think our staff showed up very well to support our new families. A special thank you to Ms. E. Turner for making sure that, again, this year she organized that. Those events occur often throughout the year. And what that is our teachers at all levels, high school and elementary especially, coming out, our administrators showing up for our families to share all the good things that we have going on, but also to ensure that we share information about what it takes to be what kindergarten readiness really means. So it's a lot of commitment when you see a lot of people there on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock ready to help. So I'm very proud of that. I also want to encourage everyone to please stay aware. I need you to follow our legislative session that's going on right now. At this time, we are looking at, for Campbell County, the largest amount of increase that is being recommended at this time goes through something called Tier 1. Campbell County does not receive Tier 1 funding. So therefore, all of the increases that they are talking about equal 0 for Campbell County schools. So I'm not here to depress everyone, but I do want you to stay aware because there are votes that are happening and taking place that directly impact our district. If you have questions about that, if you want to know how to reach out, how to get that information, all of our principals have that information, all of our directors can point you in the right direction. But please stay aware because there are a lot of legislation going on that centers around education, and I just want to make sure that everyone is well informed.
Great, thank you. A good reminder for us as we approach the end of this year's legislative session. Our next item is board member comments.
I want to congratulate our All-Stars and also our basketball team is going to be playing rough. I I hope we can fill it like we have every other year, that when we go. I think the last time we were there, a gentleman walked up to my husband and said, I believe like the whole county is here at Rock. This would be a good time to rock people. And we all had to agree. I mean, that's one thing. Campbell County is a family. We support each other. So thank you.
Yeah, that has been true of Campbell County. Our parents, alumni, community support our schools, our students, as well as any places I've ever seen. I've seen it at the state wrestling tournament. I saw it at a freshman baseball game. That was Saturday. It was over at St. Mary's Field. They played Rosser, and there must have been 150 people there. So most of them were perfect. So that's something we see it when we get a rubber in. But when you go to any of our athletic contests, activities, you see it everywhere. It's great to see.
Well, we have a lot of people that I'm sure will be seeing in the future All-Stars. Some of our art students were recognized for their entries at I believe it was at AKU, and an art show there. And so congratulations to those students. As you mentioned, our boys basketball team, but also to our girls team that is the regional runner-up. And so congratulations to them on a great season. All of our band assessments that took place, the 7th and 8th grade and both of the high school ensembles, all received distinguished ratings across the board from every judge. So a great showing there, and not really a surprise. We've come to expect that, but we still need to congratulate them when they achieve that. Coming up in April, we get the Excellence in Education Awards, and we do have several members of Campbell County who will be recognized for that, and congratulate them as well. The academic team was at the state tournament this past weekend, and they're not the state champions this year, but of course, at least they were competing at the state level, and so congratulations to them. We have, I believe it's Natalie from, correct, who received a second place scholarship from Matinee Musicale, which is an incredible honor and recognition. That's a regional performing arts organization that recognizes a select number of students each year, and so a great accomplishment from her. Of course, our FFA students also competed and were successful in several areas, and I don't have all the details, but I imagine we'll hear more about them as we go on. So congratulations to all of those people bringing recognition to various areas of education that are available to them here in Campbell County. Our next item is our personnel actions. The board accepts those as submitted. And we have our written communications and reports. These include our SVDM minutes, our Frisky reports, our homeless services report, public relations report, school-related field trip notifications for athletics and transportation, the district non-SVDM staffing, the quarterly safety report, and the full school report from Crossroads Elementary. What we saw was just a small piece of the full report, so thank you for providing more details. Next, we start on our action agenda. The first item is the amended school calendar and Campbell County High School graduation date for 23-24.
All right, everyone's excited for this. The Board of Education needs to amend the calendar due to one school day cancellation. We had a weather day on January 19th. So the modifications for the remainder of the year, as proposed, are establishing the last day for students' attendance on Friday, May 24th. We would have Memorial Day, which would be no school for students or staff, which would be Monday, May 27th. And then the closing day for staff would be Tuesday, May 28th. This amendment would also amend the CECSAC and the DJJ calendars for the AEC. And graduation will be held at the Tourist Arena in Highland Heights on Friday, May 24th at 7 p.m.
What's your recommendation?
I recommend approval of the amended calendar and set the graduation for the class of 2024 for Friday, May 24th at 7:00 p.m.
Are there any questions or comments? Is there a motion from the board?
I'll move we approve the district calendar 23-24 CCHS graduation date to be amended.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell? Yes. Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Vendors, yes. Next, we need to appoint a board member representative for the local planning committee.
So Campbell County School District's district facility plan is due to the Kentucky Board of Education by April 2025. The local planning committee will meet throughout the upcoming school year, and they will develop a draft district facility plan for board approval and public comments. The local planning committee, we call it the LPC, is an advisory committee to the Board of Education. It's charged with the development of a 4-year district facility plan. The committee is made up of 20 members, which include parents, teachers, building administrators, facility directors, central office staff, local board members, local government building code enforcement or planning officials, and the superintendent is also on the committee but is a non-voting member. One of the members of the Board of Education shall be selected by the board to serve on this committee. And at this time, that's what we're asking for. We need the board to nominate and approve a member to represent the board on the local planning committee.
So Ms. Schultz has done this before, and are you willing to serve again?
Sure.
All right, is there a motion to approve Ms. Schultz to be the board representative on the local planning committee?
I'll move we approve Ms. Schultz to be the nomination for the local planning committee.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Vendors, yes. Thank you for doing that. I've done it before as well, and it's very interesting. Next item on our agenda is the district staffing add-ons for the school year of 25.
So as you know, last meeting, we came forward with the staffing allocation by formula. We come back this meeting and we ask for approval of any non-categorical staffing assignments. And we have a proposal here that puts the anticipated impact to the whole district is an equivalent of a 3.5 full-time equivalent staff and reduction. And that is simply because when we look at enrollment across the board and we look at how students fall, meaning number of students that fall in each grade level, also looking at counselors that we might add back, and you'll see in there assistant principal positions like that. We are looking at a recommended staffing that does, while it reflects a decrease of 3.5 teachers, it still has 18.5 teachers being recommended as add-ons. At the elementary schools, 2 are being added for straight grade levels to keep the classrooms at or below cap size, and 11.5 are to cover special area classrooms. So our special area classes are considered add-ons. At the middle school, 3 teachers have been added. In this proposal, this change is due to advanced math and Spanish classes and a new class addition to support increased pathway options. And there's also an addition of a position being added to the high school to cover additional pathway options as well. There's also a recommendation for the continuation of a half add-on counselor for Crossroads and an assistant principal add-on for the middle school based on student population.
So when you're talking about specials, what you mean by that is art,
Music, and PE.
Because not everyone may understand. Although probably everybody here does, but anybody else who's going to be watching it might not. Any questions or comments concerning the add-ons?
With no questions or comments, I would recommend approval of the final SBDM staffing allocation and listed add-ons for the 24-25 school year as presented.
Is there a motion from the board?
I'll move we approve the district staffing add-ons for year 2025.
there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yeah.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mixon?
Yes.
Ms. Fender is yes. The next item on our action agenda is an application for the McKinney-Vento homeless grant.
Anytime we apply for a grant that would require a position being created, even if that position is paid for entirely out of a grant, we bring that to the board. So we're asking for permission to apply. This is just permission to apply for this grant, the McKinney-Vento Homeless Children Education Program grant. This grant is for approximately $360,000 over 3 years. The purpose of that grant is to provide immediate enrollment of homeless children and youth who are not already enrolled in our district, to provide support for them, provide choice opportunities for our homeless students, or school choice opportunities, sorry. And that includes transportation to the student's school of origin if needed. It also provides opportunities for parent involvement in enrollment decisions and ensures that our homeless students have equal access to the same free appropriate public education, including public preschool education, as provided to the same as provided to other children. It ensures that our homeless students are provided services in such a way that they are not isolated or stigmatized, and it's to promote school GED success for completion of our homeless students and support collaboration between the schools, the school district, and social service agencies serving our students who qualify for homeless status.
Are there any questions or comments on this grant?
Do you feel for how many students this might impact in our district?
We have between 350 and upward of 350 students.
So it could have a pretty substantial impact.
So we have received this grant.
We have received this grant, and yes,
In fact, currently,
we currently have this grant, but all the funding for this position is through the grant, so we are asking to reapply for that.
And my only comment would be thank you again for Connie. Connie Bulgars does all these for us, so they really, really help out a lot of our students.
if there are further questions or comments or recommendations.
I recommend to approve permission to pursue the McKinney-Vento Homeless Education Program grant as presented.
Is there a motion from the board?
I'll motion we approve the homeless grant.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Ms. Fender is yes. The next item on our agenda is our consent agenda. This includes the minutes, the addendum bills, the regular bills, the treasurer's report, leave of absence request, the school fees for the 24-25 school year, a short school day for students with IEP program, the mowing service contract renewal. Are there any questions or comments about any of the items in the consent agenda? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Schultz?
Yes.
And Ms. Fender is yes. The last item on our agenda is an adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Not everyone jump at once.
I'll just approve the adjournment.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.